Hey Leo, Mariah here. It's a pleasure to be reading for you. Welcome to March. So of course I want to get into your spiritual message and see what's coming out for you for the month of March. So let's hop into it. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, please let me know in good faith for my Leos. What do they need to know for this month of March? What do they need to know for the month of March? We have intimacy. The first thing that comes to mind is a restraining order. So hopefully you're not putting out a literal restraining order on somebody, but it does feel like a restraining order. And if I'm talking less from the literal sense of that, it feels like you're putting a protective order over your life. I don't know if this is you spell casting, you praying, you talking to spirit, your ancestors, your God, to bring protection over your life, to shelter you when it comes to new experiences you're getting ready to move into. But it reminds me of the saying, if I'm more at peace by myself than what you bring into my life, I would rather not have you in my life. And that's your motto, especially as of late. You've really been focusing on you, which for some of you, this may not be the norm, right? Maybe you've been kind of that Leo that has focused on other people. Now this is your season. It's all about you and what you need and what your soul desires. And it's like now you're allowing your soul to really guide you to the path forward. So if it doesn't sit right in your soul, you don't want to deal with it. If you deal with somebody and your energy just feels off, or you feel like something's no bueno, you won't even further entertain it. Or if an opportunity comes your way and you're just not really feeling good about it, just not sticking to your spirit, it's aligning with your gut instinct, you don't want to deal with it. So you are being very adamant and very focused on really removing a lot of things from your life that just doesn't benefit you. But if I was to go a little bit kind of off the cards, a little bit deeper than that, Leo, I kind of want to ask you about your maternal figure in your life, your mother, or the maternal figure, even if it's not a mother, maybe a grandmother, aunt, somebody who was that motherly figure to you in your life. Because either it goes one or two ways, just what I'm feeling off the energy, and I know this ain't gonna be for everybody, but either you had a maternal figure that was really there in your life, that really had your back, that you love, and it feels like you miss them. So I don't know if you're able to see them often or if they're even still here. And the flip side of that is you had a maternal figure that was absentee or was emotionally unavailable, emotionally avoidant, that did not pour into you in your younger years the way that you needed to be poured into. So there's almost like that void. And we've been working through this. We've been working through them because it feels like a mother wound that we've been working through. Whether you fall on one side or the other, the mother wound that I'm getting is that if you did have that mother that you really had a very tight-knit bond with, it's at this stage in your life being able to release a little bit of that bond, not holding on to any guilt, especially if that mother figure, that maternal energy is going through certain things or dealing with their own life circumstances, and how sometimes we can kind of take on that guilt of wanting to be there for them. But in your season of focusing on you, it almost feels to some degree maybe selfish to put your focus on you and not put your focus on them. And it feels like spirit is wanting you to find balance in that, to not feel guilty, especially if you do have a mother or maternal figure making you feel guilty about something, whether feeling guilty about not being there, not seeing them, not talking to them as much, not being able to do for them. And on the flip side, it feels like a mother wound where, again, we may have had an absentee or avoidant mother where in this stage of our life, through healing that we've been doing or trying to do, we're trying to fill that void. We know that we're responsible for how we process emotions now at this stage of our life, and now we're trying to heal that. So it feels like as you are focusing on you, there's a spotlight on an inner wound, again, that goes back to your maternal figure that you're trying to continuously work through and work on. So I think in the month of March, as to why that's coming up, again, I didn't mean to get off the cards for a second, because I think this is spirit wanting to highlight the progress that you're making. It's not an easy feat, whether you lie on one end of the street or the other. It's not an easy feat to really work through that, but you are working through that, and spirit's just trying to highlight that for you. So what else can you tell me for my Leos? You are protecting your energy, and your discernment is so crazy. Your discernment is so crazy. Oh my gosh. You can tell, you can see, and you can spot when something is not right. Your energy is hypersensitive. Somebody's energy, you're very hypersensitive to energies. You're you can really feel it in your bones. And for you, that's why it's like now you're having to focus on you, because you can almost take on other people's problems or their own experiences or their own emotions as your own. It feels like you're a sponge, where when you are interacting with other people that are going through difficulties, now you're absorbing that too, because of how hypersensitive you are. You are very much so an empath. You are very much so empathetic. But that can also be a blessing and a curse if we don't know how to create that barrier, which takes me back to restraining order. You are creating a restraining order, not in a literal sense, hopefully not, towards other people that could even link back to this mother figure, this maternal figure. Even with them, you're going to have to put that barrier up with them. Good or bad or indifferent, you are. Because I think there's a lot on the table here for you, Leo. I think there's a lot at stake, and you have to save yourself, right? Nobody's going to come and save you. You have to save yourself. So by us giving our energy out to multiple people, we're only depleting ourselves. And now, especially if those people aren't recharging us, then we're really depleting ourselves. You got an opportunity that's on the table, though, that either you are up against others, competition. This is an opportunity that you're trying to beat out the odds. You're trying to beat out others that's going for the same opportunity. But also too, it feels like there could be somebody fighting for an opportunity with you. Somebody who is standing their ground and wanting to win you, wanting to win access to your life. Whether this is romantic, platonic, this could even relate back to your work, an opportunity, somebody seeing you and wanting you at their company or wanting you at their job. So you are a hot commodity. That's the word that I think is appropriate. You are a hot commodity. You are not, and I think you're a hot commodity just going through the energy because you are so focused on you. And by you being focused on you, it feels like you're focused on your goals right now, your ambitions, your aspirations, and your dreams. You're focusing on that on a day-to-day basis and a day-to-day effort where I don't even know if you notice people looking at you, wanting you for either this spot, either wanting you for a relationship, or you're not even focused on other people competing against you for an opportunity, because when your eyes is on the road and you're looking at where you're going, now where other people are going, you don't have the time to know and see what this person is doing or what that person is doing. But sometimes too, because we are so focused, we may not be seeing the opportunities that are coming our way. So I would tell you there's a balance that's need to be had here in the month of March, of course keeping your eyes towards your goals, but still being able to look through your peripherals and see if an opportunity arises, whether it's a new opportunity in love, a new opportunity with your finances. And you got a big choice. Moving, traveling, distance is what's coming to my mind's eye. So somebody may be preparing to move in this month of March. Somebody may be traveling or going somewhere at a distance. It doesn't have to be too far, but it feels like your soul is going elsewhere. And through this travel or through this transition of where you're getting ready to go, whether even if it's a move or travel, but even if the move happens later, there's a new catalytic experience that you're going to be having in that new location. I don't care if it's for a day, a couple of days, or further on if you are moving to that spot. I think your soul is needed to grow there. I think there are some experiences that are being called upon you that you need to develop. And I also think in that new location or environment that you'll be going to, this is going to unlock a part of your own spiritual gifts. I think this is going to unlock a part of your spiritual abilities by being able to get in a new environment, fresh air, new scenery. You're able to tune in more with yourself, what your needs are. It's like you get that opportunity to have a clear space of mind, a clear head space. And I think through that process, you're sitting with your soul because you've been focused on you. And it's like you asking, because I can kind of hear somebody asking in their own head, what do I need? What do I need? And you're listening to what your gut is telling you and your intuition. And your intuition, through listening to it, you're going to unlock or discover some new avenue or ability that you have, right? So whether it is maybe through this trip, you really connect with yourself and you decide, you know what, maybe my new path is to become a Reiki master or is to become some kind of healer. Maybe through this new travel experience or this move, you know what, maybe I want to change my careers and go into something that is of service orientation, being of service, whether it is helping people, being a spiritual healer, being a spiritual guider, because like a podcast. Oh my God, I'm getting different things. I'm sorry. Because now I'm getting like a podcast, somebody talking to you, somebody interviewing you, somebody's wanting to talk to you, somebody's going to be probing your mind and dissecting your mental state because of everything that you've been through, but also to you being focused on you and the results that you're either seeing or you're going to be seeing. It has somebody else admiring the things that you've overcame, admiring how you've gotten to where you've gotten, admiring your journey, and wanting to ask you and try to pick back your brain so that way they can learn from you to not only apply those things that you've had to go through to their own life, but also to give the lessons that you've learned, the wisdom, to other people. So I don't know if maybe you're actually going to be getting interviewed or like going on a podcast, or maybe this is somebody that you're talking to that is just going to be probing your mind, and through the things that you're telling them, it's like they'll start to digest that and adapt those principles to their life, because it gives me like a shaman energy. Somebody here is a shaman, somebody here is an oracle, somebody here is a guru. And not saying necessarily professionally, but I think you are that to the people that are around you, whether you know that or not, whether they say that to you or not. They are still watching and observing and learning from you through everything that you're going through, and seeing, okay, this worked out for Leo, so let me apply this to my life, or that didn't work out for Leo, so let me not do that. It's like you are the measuring stick for other people, but you're also the guide. I think, again, where I go back to that restraining order energy that you're going to have to put on yourself in the month of March, is because I feel people wanting to do like an energy tap onto you, tap into your energy, tap into your wisdom, tap into your experiences, or tap into you as a person, wanting you to come to this environment, wanting to engage with you. It's like you have to be very discerning what you are, of who you give what, of how much to. Anything else? Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? What else can we tell our Leos? Five of Swords in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse, King of Wands in the Chariot. Look before you leap. I think because you are going to have your eye so much on the prize, whether you are just super determined to work on yourself, get your SHIT together, get yourself to the next phase that you want to be, you want to also to make sure that you have a good balance, right? Because this almost feels like we're so driven, we're so focused that we kind of forget to step back and breathe and decompress and de-stress. And that's the one thing that I would tell you, Leo. It doesn't feel necessarily like a stressful period for March that you're moving into. But if we don't find that balance, if we're just all work, or if we're all self-improvement, if we're all this and that, and no time for a little bit of play, a little bit of enjoyment, or whatever it may be, if you like to go out in nature, if you like to go to the beach, if you like to go walking or hiking, you got to make sure you still incorporate that, because it almost feels like you can be wound up a little too tightly by the end of March because of how much you've had to be so driven on something and determined. And you got to breathe. There's a need for you to breathe. I don't know if you're doing any type of meditation. I don't know if you're doing any kind of yoga, anything that you like or you find desirable to really help you de-stress, but you're going to need to really implement that this month. I keep wanting to go back to travel, though. You have a travel situation. I think this is really important on to the next phase that you're moving into. Also to your car. Something with your car here. If you're not getting a new car, there's something on your car that's going to have to be replaced that would be new. Whether you got to get new tires, you got to get a new muffler. you gotta go get your oil change. There's something here with your car that's coming up important. And if you are traveling and you're driving for this travel, just make sure you take your car to have it checked. Make sure everything is up to par, so that way you're not in a bad situation. Because I keep wanting to go back to your car too. All I do is think of you day and night. That's all I do. Somebody's thinking of you. Who is this person? Somebody is thinking of you. Somebody is enamored with you. This feels like somebody that you came in contact with, but I don't know if you two are still dealing with each other or not. But this feels like somebody who your energy, you don't meet too many people on a day-to-day basis that you just energetically feel attracted to them. You can look at them physically and say, yeah, they're handsome or they're gorgeous, and still not feel anything energetically. This comes from the soul. It's like from the sacral chakra. You triggered something. Whoa, okay, I don't know where this reading is going. You triggered somebody's sacral chakra recently. Or if in the month of March, you will be doing that very strongly, where you have somebody upon meeting ready for you. Physically, sexually, you are turning somebody on. You are turning heads when it comes to a person. And they're seeing you, as I go back to that word, as a hot commodity. I don't know if it's the way your posture is, your presence, your energy, or just you being you. But I don't think this is a person that feels this with people too often. This isn't a person that's easily able to be pulled in just by somebody's energy alone. This isn't somebody that's able to be quickly enamored. You know, this is somebody who, when they feel that, they want to act on it. But it almost like you make them feel a little timid. You make them feel a little insecure here. Not saying that they're an insecure person overall, but I think your magnitude, the magnetism you give off is just so overwhelming to them. It may not be like that for everybody, but to this person, it takes them back, where normally this doesn't feel like a shy person. This feels like somebody who is extroverted, but they also can kind of go internal and be a little bit of an introvert. So I guess like an ambivert here, that's what it would be called. And they're not normally taken off. It's like they can talk to other women, talk to other men, but they're wanting to come towards your energy. It's like even after that interaction, you're on their mind. Or yeah, you're on their mind. They're thinking of you. They're thinking about the interaction. They're thinking about that meeting or the things that has been said. This feels like somebody who off instant was infatuated with you, that want to get to know you, that wants to be around you, that wants to understand you more. It's like they want to probe your brain. They want to probe your mind. They want to see who you are, what you are. They want to know what makes you you, because normally they aren't pulled in by people like this. So in their mind, because I don't know if they're too tapped into the spiritual side, because they're questioning a lot. So I don't think they are as maybe spiritual as you, or deep into spirituality to understand, you know, soulmates, twin flames, karmic connections. I don't think they're that deep in. So the fact that you were able to do this, now they're like, okay, there has to be something up with this Leo person, because this don't happen. This is very surreal. This is not a common experience. So you're awakening somebody's spirituality. You're triggering somebody's awakening to a deeper understanding of connection that is just not in the physical or in the verbal. This is something that transcends common logic. This is something that transcends common thought with how you trigger this person and pull them in. And they can't understand it. They can't understand it. It's like they are stuck on, oh my God, I don't know who world you done came in and hit like a wrecking ball. They cannot get you off their mind. They cannot get you off their mind. They cannot stop thinking about you. And I think because of that, like I mentioned, it's making them curious as to why this happened. So this may be somebody, because I'm getting kind of like keyboard typing, somebody that may be online searching like, what does it mean when you meet somebody in XX, or what does this mean, et cetera, et cetera. Now they're starting to kind of go on their own journey of understanding, why do I get pulled in by a person if I don't really know them, or we haven't had that much experience, or to the degree and severity. Is this, wait, hold on. Because now I feel like this reading is all over the place with so many different messages, but I gotta ask, is Leo dealing with this person? Is Leo dealing with this person? No, you're focused on them. Yeah, and this is somebody, Knight of Cups. This is somebody that came towards you. And you're so focused on your zone and being, like I told you, Leo, you are so focused. I ain't telling you not to be, but keep your eyes on your peripherals too. This is somebody that sees you and sees it. They see that you are on your purpose, that you are on your path, you are on your vision, that nothing is taking you from that. And not only physically do you represent the path that you own, so you're physically appearing to others that you are focused and driven, but also to, upon this meeting, just your energy, but also whatever interaction, conversation, they were able to understand, okay, Leo's not somebody to play with. Leo's the real deal. Leo's about his or her business. Leo is on a move. Leo got places to be. I don't think you're talking to this person, not in a relationship. I don't think you're in a relationship with this person. I don't think you two are like talking, but this person has some way to contact you. So maybe you gave them your number, maybe you exchanged social medias, because they're able to still, if they wanted to reach out to you again, they can, but I don't see you two doing a day-to-day thing together. So this has to be either very new or somebody you're meeting in March that I think Behind the scenes, they're going to be crushing over you. I think they're going to be a little bit obsessed over you. And not because you necessarily gave them a reason to be obsessed, but because they can't understand why they're so pulled towards you. That's the obsession. That's the, in their mind, because I think this is somebody that's very analytical and logical. They want to understand, wait, why am I getting out of my hookup? Why does Leo have me kind of all in my head? Well, I'm not normally like this. You're putting a lot of questions in somebody's mind. And you ain't even bothered. That's the crazy part, Leo. You're not even bothered. You're focusing on you so hard right now. So let me, before I wrap this up, because this reading has just went so many different directions with different messages, I want to see, where does the end of March lead our Leos, right? Where do you end up by the end of March? So let's see, where does my Leos end up by the end of March? Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck, the Empress, Knight of Swords, Seven of Wands, Five of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Whatever work you've been putting in prior and throughout the month of March, that straight determination of going after your goals and now having the clarity, and I mean full clarity of, okay, I may have been in a fog for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, a couple of years, but now I'm in full focus zone mode. And because you're in full focus zone mode, this is actually going to not only increase your self-esteem and confidence, because you know where you're going now. You don't feel lost. You don't feel hazy. You don't feel foggy. But other people are seeing you that way. And on top of that, you're going to be achieving an important portion of this goal. So last example here, let's say if your goal is to, I don't know, let's say you're wanting to move and it's been a process, but finally you signed your lease, or finally you're able to get the mortgage situation set up. And now it's like, yes, I'm really about to walk in my new reality. It's like you're, by the end of this month, you're feeling like you're really walking in your new reality, that you can start to see the light. The light is very clear for you, and you finally can see the sun. You're not in a hazy fog anymore. You're not in this confused state anymore. And because you are putting up that restraining order, or that blockage towards people, you're protecting what you're building, you're protecting your energy, but also too, this is going to be a lot of communication between you and other people. And I feel like too, if I go back to what I said about whoever this is that's really enamored with you, that thinks you're a hot commodity, I think there's going to be some verbal interaction between you and this person in the month of March. I think they are going to come forward and really start speaking to you, talking to you. I will tell you again, keep your eyes on your peripherals, because it may feel like to them, because you're so focused on whatever outcome this is and you're not really focused on love, it's like for you, if it happens, it happens. If it comes my way, cool. But if not, I'm not going to go chase it. I'm not going to be up looking for it. I'm going to just let spirit put this person in my life that's meant to be in my life. And because of that mindset, but just being focused, this person may feel a little bit out in the cold from your life, because you're not really giving them much attention, not because you're not interested, but because this is I don't know what you've done or what you've gone through, but this season right now is, you ain't playing no games with nobody. And I mean that. You are like, I'm hitting my goal. I'm getting ready to get this thing. I'm getting ready to go towards this new job. I'm getting ready to make this purchase. Ain't nothing stopping me. Nothing is about to, no distractions, no escapism. You are focused. And I think this person may feel a little kind of like shunned out of your life a little bit, or at least shunned out from really getting to know you, at least in the month of March, because your focus isn't really love. Your focus is what you're trying to strive to do, because it feels like it took you so long, or it took you quite a while to get to this point of just straight up clarity and tunnel vision, that now you don't want to squander that opportunity. You want to go at it full throttle. So at the end of the month, you're going to be looking really good and accomplishing a portion of your goal that is going to make you feel really confident, really self-assured, and just feeling like you've achieved it. You've achieved this. So Leo, I hope this makes sense. This looks like a beautiful March thus far. So of course, throughout the month, we are going to expound on the energy and see what else comes out for you. But in the meantime, if you would like a personal reading, the link is in the description box below. And if this is where I leave you, know that I love you. You take care. And bye, Leo.